So this is the Vivo X80 Pro. It is the company's most anticipated flagship camera phone of this year, and I've been really excited to get my hands on it just a few days ago. I'm a bit late of course, but it's better late than never. And if you look at the unboxing process just now, Vivo is extremely generous to include a whole lot of accessories in the box that many other manufacturers have already left out, such as this really nice leather back case which feels really premium, which adds some marks to the phone's fashion statement. And you also get wired headphones. Even though it's not 3.5mm, it is a USB-C phone headphone, but it is still better than not having any headphones inside the box if you really want that. And finally, you get this 80-watt charging brick that is going to charge the phone so fast that it will be fully charged before you actually know it. Alright, so let's just talk about the phone's hardware right now. So as you know, this is a flagship device, so it is powered by a Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor along with 12GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. So Vivo is not selling a higher storage variant of the X80 Pro, so that is actually a little bit disappointing right here in Malaysia, but then 256GB is probably sufficient for most people out there who just wants to store photos and videos, and you do need to do some frequent backup if you require more storage on the phone. Now on the front here, this is a really nice 6.78-inch LTPO AMOLED display that refreshes at 120Hz, and it has curved edges, so if you happen to be the kind of person that loves curved screens, yep, this phone has it and it looks really premium. Now what makes me really like the phone is the back here. Now this camera bump may be really thick and huge, but it really sets it apart from the rest of the competition with this really nice circular camera module here with the Zeiss branding. You also get to have a flashlight right over here. So this is a quad camera system that comprises of a 50-megapixel main camera. You get a 48-megapixel ultra wide, a 12-megapixel telephoto that does up to 2x zoom, and finally a periscope lens which takes photos at 8 megapixels that goes up to 5x optical zoom. Now that's actually pretty decent, even though it doesn't have the crazy 100x digital zoom, which you probably wouldn't really use it in actual real life scenarios, but then this is a really impressive camera module that I think a lot of people will like. Now the frame here looks pretty similar to last year's Vivo's X70 series. You get a really squarish frame right over here, and you also have this professional photography word on top that looks really neat. And right at the bottom here, you get the USB-C port, and you also get the SIM tray right over here. Now one big upgrade that the X80 Pro has over the X70 Pro is that this is now an IP68 rated water and dust resistant body. It also has stereo speakers this time, and finally you're also getting an IR blaster right on the top here where you can control home appliances if you actually want to use your phone to do that. On top of 80 watts fast charging, you also get 50 watts of wireless fast charging on this device here, which Vivo also sells the wireless charger accessory separately, but you can get that for free if you happen to pre-order the Vivo X80 Pro. So that's actually a pretty nice upgrade over the X70 Pro, and you're getting a whole lot of features right over here. Now, the X80 Pro, of course, it's all about its camera. So we're going to do a screen record right now and take a look at the camera app and see what features it offers. So instead of the nicer Origin OS, Vivo has shipped FunTouch OS 12 running on top of Android 12 on the Malaysian variant that we have right over here. Now this is actually a pretty nice user interface with some useful widgets here, and it's definitely not too heavy as per our previous test. Now let's just launch the camera and check out the features right now. So we are right in the photo mode right now, so you are seeing some familiar interface that is available back on the X70 Pro. So we are now in the photo mode, so this is how you get to switch between the lenses here, 0.6, 1x, 2x, and up to 5x optical zoom. There we go. This is how far the periscope camera can actually get to, and it's actually pretty clear because there's actually some light coming over, which is why you're seeing a little bit of blur here. So let's head on over to the video mode here. It's pretty standard as well. You also get an AI video mode which turns into HDR for some reason, and we are going into Pro mode. This is where you can configure all your image settings if you want to do that, which I believe you should do so since this is a Pro camera phone. So one thing that I am super impressed with the main camera this time is that Vivo has still managed to include the gimbal stabilization system onto this module. It's so small, and it's incredible that Vivo has still managed to fit in a mechanism to stabilize the lens as you move around the phone. And this time, as you can see, the stabilization is very much improved. It's not so wobbly that we have seen back on the X60 and X70. It's really a much improved camera system this round. And let's head on over to more camera settings. So you can finally see a couple of modes right over here that's pretty interesting, such as the super moon mode, which you can actually go up to 60 times zoom if you want to take a clear shot of the moon. It's not exactly the clearest, but then it's clear enough to show people that you're taking a picture of the moon here. And you also get this astro feature, which is an astrophotography mode, and I don't think this is available back on the X70 Pro. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is actually the first time that I'm seeing a dedicated astrophotography mode on a smartphone camera app, right? So you also have things like a super group photo, which I think is also a pretty interesting mode, and I would love to find out how that works when I get to take pictures of group photos of a group of people, right? So as for the front-facing camera, as you can see, it's pretty decent. It is a 32 megapixel f2.5 lens that is similar to the Vivo X70 Pro. Selfies definitely look great here. I'm looking at my mustache here. It's actually pretty sharp and clear, and it beautifies my face pretty naturally, and I'm really liking this front camera right here. Alright, so yeah, that's a pretty quick look at what the camera app actually has, and I think I will need to find out more to show you guys how it performs in my final review in terms of the image quality from the camera. So yeah, that's pretty much of a quick look on the Vivo X80 Pro as of right now, and a really quick unboxing. As you can see, it's a really generous package that Vivo has provided, and I think it is the most generous packaging of any flagship smartphones right now. So that's a quick first look at the Vivo X80 Pro, which I'm super excited to switch over to this phone as my main driver for the next couple of weeks, and I'll be sharing my review really soon. So do stay tuned for my full review coming right up on the channel. Be sure to say subscribe and comment down below if you have any questions about the Vivo X80 Pro, on what you want me to show about in my final review, and I will see you guys in our next video.